The fear of uncertainty can be paralyzing, but today I want to share how God can guide us through these moments. I actually pulled out a personal anecdote for you all. Fresh out of college, I had a boss that wasn't super pleasant. I'm sure we've all had that. I'm not alone there or special, but it reminded me of a verse that I turned to when I was in that season of feeling stuck, uncertain about what move to make next for myself. Do I get a new job? Do I quit because I'm so unhappy? All the things, right? So I wanted to kick it off by sharing that with you guys. John 10:11. I have my handy dandy notebook that I always have with me. John 10:11 says, I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd lays down his life for the sheep. And then this was the reflection I wrote down after that. I thought it was funny and relatable. We are the Lord's sheep. Sheep are dumb, helpless, timid, and feeble. They require constant attention and meticulous care. They have little self-defense. Even though we do dumb things, even though we are not perfect, even though we stumble, we can succeed because the Lord is my shepherd. I know what it feels like to feel stuck and unsure of what's next. It can feel overwhelming and also like you're carrying the weight of it and figuring it out all on your own. But here's the truth that's given me so much peace. God doesn't want us to live in fear. In fact, the Bible tells us, do not be afraid or do not fear, approximately 365 times. It's like God giving us a reminder that we are not meant to do any of this on our own. Let me share a few of these powerful reminders with you. Isaiah 41:10, God says, so do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Oop, that was my left. Right hand. I'm reading it off my phone. This verse reminds us that when we feel weak or stuck, God's strength is enough to carry us through. Then there's Joshua 1:9, where God says, have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. I love this verse because it's a command and a reassurance. It tells us we can face uncertainty with courage, but it's because God is with us every step of the way. And finally, Isaiah 43:1 reminds us of God's love for us. Do not fear, for I have redeemed you. I have summoned you by name. You are mine. Think about that. God knows your name, and he's walking with you through uncertainty. These verses aren't just comforting words. They're promises from a God who is faithful, present, and in control. So what do we even do with these promises? How do we take the truth of do not fear and actually apply it to when we're feeling stuck or afraid? Here are 3 practical steps that you can start today. So tip number 1, pray honestly, and emphasis on honestly. Begin by just bringing those fears and uncertainties to God. Be real with him. Tell him what's on your heart, your worries, your doubts, especially the things that feel way too big. And remember, he already knows and he cares very deeply for you. So all he wants is for you to give those thoughts and feelings to him so he can help you. Tip number 2, meditating on God's word. Write down one of the verses we talked about maybe, or one that really resonates with you. Write it down, put it somewhere visibly where you can see it every day. Then when fear creeps in, read it out loud. Let his word replace your worries with the truth. And then step number 3, take the next step in your faith. As I mentioned earlier in the video, fear often does paralyze us. I have felt that numerous times and still do to the current day. Fun living in my brain. But God calls us to act in faith. Maybe the next step for you is small. Maybe it's just saying a short prayer or journaling, writing down a verse, or even just pausing to ask God for clarity. Let's be honest, we don't want to break throughout the day to go talk to him or distract ourselves from what we need to get done. But sometimes what we need is him. And so to do that, we have to pause our human things and go interact with him and communicate with him. If this message spoke to you today, I encourage you to take just one of these steps. And I'd also love to hear from you. You guys are the reason I started this YouTube channel. Maybe share in the comments what step you're trusting God with today. Or if there's a fear that you're ready to surrender to him. You are not alone, and you do not have to let fear control you. God's got you, and his plans are so much greater than anything that you can see in front of you right now. Trust him. You are in good hands. Thank you so much for spending the time with me today. We're all navigating life's fun twists and turns, but the amazing thing is that we don't have to do it by yourself. I'd love for you to join this community where we can support each other, grow in faith, and figure out life together one step at a time. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, or maybe share this with someone that needs to hear this message today. Let's keep trusting God's plan and his timing, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.